I'm Katie DiCarlo, and this is Verbal Vomit. And something that pretty much all writers come up against is writer's block, but some people have more of a chronic problem with it than others. Some people have 2, 5, 10 unfinished projects, and I wanted to give some advice on how to deal with that. This applies primarily to my writers who jump from idea to idea because they get bored, though anyone can benefit. Basically, if you're good at writing scenes, but you don't write well in a linear way, I give you permission to go ahead and write whatever way you want. And if you're a linear writer and you just are stuck, go ahead and write that scene that you really, really want to write and go back later to your main thing. But I have specific advice for this latter group. Think about why you don't want to write that scene that you're stuck on. Is it boring? Yes? Change it, cut it, skip it. Remember, if you don't want to write it, people are not going to want to read it. Writing scenes out of order as they come to you is especially relevant for those of you who loathe writing transitions. If you hate them so much that you are unable to progress, get out all your pieces and tie them together later. Finish your story first. Something that may happen when you write scenes out of order is you might not actually know what order they're supposed to go in. Something you can do is get some note cards, write the basic gist of your scene that you've already written on them, sit on your floor and organize them. The writing program that I use, Scrivener, has a virtual feature like this, though I don't really utilize it. Obviously, you could also do this with documents within a folder or scenes within a document, but this strategy can work for those of us who are more visual and kind of need to see the big picture. Every single scene that you write should have some type of conflict. In order to do this type of writing, there's one thing that you must do, and that is know your story. Just because you're writing out of order doesn't mean to write willy-nilly. It just means to write whatever you're particularly inspired to do. You have to know the basic story that you want to tell, and most importantly, you have to understand the concept of structure in a piece of writing. I'll go in depth in a later video, but just make sure you have a concept of your story arc, and I do not recommend this type of writing for your first major writing project. Knowing your basic story structure and having some type of conflict in every scene, you have to know the core of your story, the message or theme. Think about it. Don't rush these 3 elements. With these strategies, you will probably end up with scenes that don't fit no matter how you rework them. And that's okay because writing practice is always good and you'll get to know your characters better. It's okay to let it go. Or go post it somewhere online, see if it attracts someone to read your full manuscript. Either way, a scene that doesn't fit into the whole isn't a waste of your time. But I think that's it for this week. Next week I'm going to talk about characterization and consistency. So for now, this video is dedicated to my special snowflake, and I will see you all next week.